Hello everyone, welcome to my video. I'm basically going to be speaking of a few features that I thought, in my opinion, were the most interesting or the most, I don't know, just personally I feel like are the most critical that I think would save time. Now all this information that I'm going to be speaking about is actually, is actually from this article right here on a website called starwindsoftware.com. And there was the author's name is Brandon Lee, and it looks like from his bio that he's been in the industry for over 20 years, so he knows what he's talking about. He knows the ups and downs. So he was talking about of all the features that basically were the biggest changes. So I trust what he was saying. I wanted to make sure I had at least a decent author that has at least been in the field or something along those lines. So hopping back into the presentation. So my name is Ethan Austin. So the new features that I'm going to be speaking about, not all of these are entirely new. A couple of them are actually already, that they were already implemented in 2019 server, but they've done changes to make it just better, and I thought that it would be, good thought to speak about it a little bit. And again, I think these are the more of the important features that I thought from the article. So the first one I'm going to be speaking about is storage migration. So there was heavy improvements on storage capabilities. You can migrate users and groups to new servers or just different ones that you already have created. So I thought that was going to be really sweet for people that are actually having to do that in real life, that are going to be using Server Pro 2022. You're going to be able to just move servers over, or not servers, but users over or groups over. So you're not going to have to duplicate a bunch of users and groups over to the new server. So I thought that was going to be pretty sick. And it's going to save a lot of time. So there you can also migrate storage from failover clusters. You can move them from standalone servers to failover clusters or just between the two. Which I think is also pretty interesting. And there's synchronized migrated shares into Azure from Azure File Sync. So just having your storage synced is going to be pretty awesome. So yeah. Then the next feature I'm talking about is Windows Admin Center. It was actually released in 2019, like I was saying at the beginning of this presentation. But it's been improved. I looked at the hub, and it looked so clean. Surprisingly, Windows in the past, just the normal Windows, it's been awful, like trying to move around, and there's just things everywhere. Things are named differently, but from what I saw from the hub, the picture that they used in the article, it looked pretty like you know where to go. Like you just got to click this and this and this or whatever. It was just a clean interface that you know that you're going to know where to go. That's what's up. And so basically what Windows Admin Center does is it allows management on to the workstation or server to manage singular or multiple Windows servers remotely in a very simple to use web interface on Server Manager. The only downside I thought of this is that you actually have to install it. I don't know why they wouldn't have this pre-installed just whenever you install Windows Server 2022. Why you wouldn't, I don't know why they wouldn't just go ahead and install it by default, but it's not. I don't know why, but I feel like Windows Admin Center would be pretty awesome to have. But you have to go to the Microsoft, I was about to say Windows, but you have to go to the Microsoft website to actually install it. So that's pretty cool. It doesn't cost any money or anything, so that's also a plus. Save that money. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool tool, and again, I think it would save a lot of time being able to manage your servers remotely in a just really easy to use hub. So, on to the next one. Virtualization improvements. You are now able to use AMD processors in a nested virtualization. You run Hyper-V inside of a Hyper-V virtual machine, which I did not know at all that in the past, AMD processors, you weren't able to run Hyper-V inside of a Hyper-V virtual machine. I don't know exactly the specifications of why you couldn't, but now you can, so I guess you learn something new every day. But I think this will be a great use for labs and any type of test environments when you're trying to learn something or do something. If you have AMD processor, not everybody use it. So I think that's sweet. It just brings a wider variety of people being able to mess around and learn about this stuff. So I thought it was pretty cool because AMD's been running the computer industry for a couple years now, or a few years now. So giving them the opportunity, people that own AMD processors, there's a lot of people that run at home servers for games and such. So being able to mess around with your server, it's going to be pretty sick. So good for them. On to the next one. System guard implementation. So I think that they already had a similar integrated security feature, something along these lines, but they are for sure gaining it or adding it to Windows Defender and Windows Server 2022, which basically protects the integrity of the Windows system to ensure no tampering. So, if you're, which I think is going to be clutch for big companies that are, having a lot of people going in and out. You never know what employees are thinking if they're trying to mess with the server or mess with the system. So having this feature is going to be pretty sick, and it uses local and remote at its station. I had to search up the word and figure out exactly what it meant and how to pronounce it, because I had no idea how. But it basically means proof to validate. So it basically uses local and remote proof to validate system integrity to ensure that it is not been tampered with. So I think that's going to be a cool feature that's going to be added. I'm glad they're finally adding something like that, because I'm sure there's been a lot of cases of people, and companies going in, messing with the system. They don't know what's wrong with it, but now if something happens, they'll know. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. And I think that is it. So that's my source. That is the link if you would like to check out that article. But thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, Windows Server 2022.